Hopefully this works. I think it works. Starts down. Daily stock day trading podcasting. Okay, just set online. First, beat everybody. First. Guiding me through my hopes and fears. First. By the way, total clickbait title. Just FYI. There's gonna be a humble brag. Humble brag. Listen now. Morning, Scott, Wendy. There will be a humble brag this morning. Because some douche pissed me off yesterday. Interesting. Let's go back. Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Vietnam. I don't have that kind of energy this morning. I was up late with football last night. I don't know. Am I going clickbaity? Because I did do the 50,000 investing playbook yesterday. But I had some problems getting that out. My apologies if you didn't get the email, because I don't know that everybody got the email. I am not going to do scans because I've got such a long show. There was a great, and I'm talking fantastic. Let me make sure this opens up. There we go. So a fantastic, it's 8 months old, and I can't believe I hadn't seen it before. But Ross does a great tutorial on taxes. Pay zero in taxes as a trader. I thought some of it, but there was a really good morning, Josh, a really good suggestion that I hadn't really thought about, and I'm going to take him up on it. Just a good one. I mean, again, thought processes here and stuff. So it might not apply to you because taxes are kind of, hit or miss. App loving. I mean, if you don't have this stock, we'll take a look at it. Rocket Labs, they actually wound up diluting, but nobody cared yesterday. Nobody literally cared. It was rumored. It was out there. Nobody cared. Stock didn't sell off. Let's see. Where is it right now? They need money. I mean, rockets are expensive. Let's see. It's actually up 0.62 at 21.24. So, I mean, oh no, that's RLKLB. Why am I doing? That's how tired I am. Rocket Labs is at 52, so it's down 3%. Down 3%. It's at 52. It's actually up from where it was. So nobody cares. I mean, just rockets are an expensive business. Last week, we had a stock that went up like 3,000%. This was a fantastic episode. Just a great episode from Baron Streetwise. And Jack just goes over it masterfully. It was a great summary of what went on because it shouldn't have gone on. It did go on. CoreWeave. This was kind of interesting. I mean, again, CoreWeave is new cloud capacity order with them, and they got an upgrade. I mean, it's worth looking at. BBAI. Is this one a new buy? Because we have some government buys, and you can keep an eye on all this stuff in Trendspider. So, morning vacation guy. Did I mention that I'm kind of bullish on Robinhood stock? I mean, again, investing in private companies, they're pushing it. They are pushing it. I was looking at some new things, and this was interesting to me. So it's down here, I think. Okay, there we go. New AI stocks from, there we go. And we're gonna open with, because I was looking at these screeners and the top stocks, top rated stocks. Which one was I looking at? The top short. Where's the top short? Most shorted stocks. Right there. Okay. There was a guy that started a new job yesterday. Just kind of letting you know. He started yesterday. Big deal. A firm. I mean, just it's in the September watch list, and it's up. It's up, the September watch list right there. We'll go over a firm. Again, a firm is in the watch list, just so you know. Apple pre-orders look to be doing pretty well. We're going to go over the core portfolio. In fact, I'm going to open up Savvy Trader here. And we will look at beat the S&P. Do I want to look at this? We'll look at this. Yeah, it's up 19% versus. We'll look at Tesla. Tesla should settle back down. Just full disclosure, Tesla should settle back down. But Elon's kind of predicting. He bought $1 billion worth of stock. He can predict whatever the hell he wants. Alphabet hit $3 trillion. This was a great read on sectors. Markets are starting to price in economic overheating. I thought this was one of the best articles I read yesterday. The Fed cut rates back in September 18th. We're going to look at the VIX, because back in September 18th of last year, the VIX actually spiked up a little bit and then kind of went down. But you see the stock market didn't do anything until April when the VIX spiked up. But it still doesn't look like the S&P did anything. So doesn't matter. Because the fear and greed index, we are in greed. Just so everybody knows, we are in greed. So the VIX, this is the actual VIX. So I did the chart. But the VIX is down 1%, but it spiked a little to 17 yesterday, I think. We'll look at that. We peaked over 6,600. Let's see. Yeah. We'll go over Substack for some of the paid newsletter subscribers that may not know. I posted this. So we'll go over Chris Camillo's theory, because I literally I'm giving folks Chris's stuff, and you know, the complaint yesterday was I just pushed too much. Hey Carrie, I wrote you back. There we go. Sphere. And because he's telling you yesterday, if it goes any higher, I might need to rent it out to celebrate. I mean, he's been all in, and the theory was out there, and kudos to those folks that got in. Gold prices surge. Just gold. I mean, it's gold. We're going to go over this because I was live yesterday. bum, bum. Didn't do a podcast on it, but seeking out premium six stocks for a rate cut. And there's going to be a lot of talking. So good morning, vacation guy. Yep, I have it in there. Congratulations to those that celebrate 100% gain on IREN. Morning, Camilo, Jennifer, Carrie, Larry. Congratulations to those that celebrate, like me. And yes, I got out of my half the position, so I locked in profit. So, in fact, it's funny because based on the tax thing that Ross was talking about, at the end of the show, I'll go over it. But the video, it's like an hour long. But I had Perplexity summarize it, and one of the things he says is, hey, trade in a Roth IRA, grow an account from $5,000 to $1 million, and FYI, what's that? $995,000 is tax free. So if you put in $5,000 into a Roth IRA and grow it to $1 million by trading it, that's tax free. That's tax free money, as long as you're 59 and a half and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, contact your tax person, but good God. It was just a great suggestion. Do not disturb. We will delete this one. I'm shocked that people are putting out analysis on Oracle. And I'm shocked it's actually up on the TikTok news, up 4% to 304. I'm not shocked at the reaction, but I don't want to buy it at 304. The Wall Street just got giddy with the price target at 333. Honest to God, if I'm looking at Oracle and listen, I've missed out on this one way more. Morning Chase. I've missed out on this one completely. But the gap, I would want this to come back to 250 before I touch it. And it's not because, it's a bad stock. This is going to be one of the leaders. And I think this one is a great, great stock long term. But for me, the fact that they are, it's a promissory note from OpenAI that doesn't even make the amount of revenue that they're talking about giving to Oracle, let alone some of their other partners like Microsoft and Google that they actually use compute power from, and then NVIDIA where they're buying chips from. That just seems a little crazy. So, but okay. I'm going to shrink this down so I'm not distracted. We're going to close out my messages so I'm not distracted. I got full screen here. So, Okay, I'm going to hit record. Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 16th. I got a lot to go over because FYI, it is Apple Day. It is iOS 26. I updated everything. I'll give you my thoughts on that. I will give you my thoughts on this market. If you're not making money in this market, what do you do? What do you do? Alpha picks yesterday. We had a session, a little technical difficulty. I had to go on YouTube Live. We will talk about Chris Camillo pick, which is actually paying off. We'll talk about if you're a paid subscriber to the newsletter, how to actually see some of the picks that I did, because I did a bunch of moves yesterday. A couple, well, I say a bunch, but a few. And for those that celebrate, the one trade IREN has reached 100%. Congrats to those that celebrate like me. Is the market overheating? We will talk about that because today is the Fed meeting. There a bunch of political stuff went on. Just understand the Fed meeting is going to take place. Everybody's involved. It's a kumbaya moment. And then we'll talk about the core portfolio. Some of the other recent stocks that I've brought up and a couple of ideas for you So it's going to be a jam-packed show. But let me start out. Did you upgrade to iOS? Because I did. I upgraded my phone. I think it's an improvement. I like it. I updated the phone. I updated my tvOS on 4 of my Apple TVs. I upgraded my my MacBook Pro, and I have not upgraded my my Mac Mini yet, but I will. The watches upgrade everything. It does seem like an upgrade cycle for me. Let me just give you an idea, okay? It seems laggy on my iPhone 13 Pro. The watch, I think, which I have a watch 6, seems a little laggy. And some of the older Apple TVs, it seems laggy. My MacBook Pro has an M1 Pro chip in it. It seems a little laggy. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to get better over time, because sometimes when they release the new operating system, it does get better. But Apple's going to get a big upgrade cycle from the Gary household. Let me just give you my plan. I'm going to get the 17 Pro, not the Max, because I hate big phones. I don't like the Air because first design, I'm not a big fan of that one. And the Pros have worked for me. It's great. I'm getting the AirPods 3 because my old AirPods, they went through the washing machine and dryer, and they just don't work. And like I said, the Apple Watch, I'm going to upgrade to the Ultra 3 because on my Visible service, which you can get, by the way, by going over here and just signing up for Visible, you save $20 off your first month. They give me a free watch plan. So I'm going to get the Ultra 3. Now, I have an M1 MacBook Pro. I do have an M4 Mac Mini. The M4 seems to be fine. It probably will work perfectly fine because it's the new one. The new MacBook Air that I just upgraded to my friend to, and I set her up, it seemed snappy. And so I think I'm in for probably a new laptop as well as 2 new Apple TVs. So again, adding to my story on Apple as to why it might be a good stock. It is expensive, but why it sits in my... Tim Apple is going to get $4,000 to $5,000 of Gary money. That's it. Now, let me address the market, because I got an email yesterday. If you are not meeting your own personal goals in this market, let me just tell you something. That's got a lot to say about your personal process, because this might not be a good thing going forward in the future. Nobody knows. But let me just give you, from a guy who's had almost 40 years of trading experience, this is an easy market. This is get a monkey to throw a dart at a dartboard and you're finding winners. Okay? If you're not making your goals in this market, get on the VOO and chill train and trade less, because this market is easy. Set your portfolio up for future winnings with VOO and QQQ and trade less, or even better. Get a portfolio that works, like Alpha Picks, and learn how to pick stocks and how they manage their portfolio, because if it's not winning for you in this market, wait until we get to a bad market. Eli said it best in the chat yesterday on Substack. Okay? He said it best. He said in the chat he was late to Alpha Picks. He thought I was just trying to sell stuff. Well, I'm putting words in his mouth. But again, late to the train on Alpha Picks. He had Seeking Alpha and he had Trendspider. And he was happy with it. And he said, you know what I'm doing? Then he kicked it into gear. And he put some of his retirement money into the Alpha Picks portfolio. He said he learned not only that some of these stocks and the winners, but he learned how to manage the rules-based portfolio and how they pick stocks. So when the experts show you how to do it, it's actually a better way to learn. And that's what Alpha Picks is. It's a data-driven portfolio with 2 stocks, one on the 1st, one on the 15th. We just got one yesterday. FYI, I think I'm up like 2% on that one now. So this is an easy market. It doesn't get easier than this. If you're having trouble now, just wait till we get to a bad market. That's just a warning for people. You're probably making some very simple mistakes, but sometimes fixing mistakes can lead to more mistakes, and chasing mistakes can cost you over the long run. Now that leads me to a couple of tools that I think might help some people. Okay, first is Seeking Alpha Premium. You get suggestions like this from Steve Kress: 6 top stocks for a Fed rate cut. We know a Fed rate cut is coming. When is it? Is it going to happen tomorrow? Maybe. Is it going to be 25 basis points? Is it going to be 50 basis points? Well, Steve shows you in this article 6 stocks that will take advantage of a rate cut. Now, do you need premium? No. Okay. I gave you many, before. What's a stock that I gave you that will benefit from a rate cut? Rocket Mortgage. What did I give it to you at? And I'll show you the chart because I outlined it. I said this one, if it gets above 15, it could take off. Okay. In 1 month, it's up 12%. Just go to Rocket Mortgage, RKT. And I have that outlined right there at $14.99. It was an old resistance level that came from a previous high. It's not hard to do this, but once you got above that 15 on any of these charts, weekly or 4 hour, see the all-time high where it pulled back, boom, it hit resistance, it broke out there, but then we had the 2024 stuff with housing and interest rates just killing the housing market. It popped back up in March, only to get brought down in April back to 11. Well, once it got through here, boom. Is it done going up? Well, up here, the next leg is to 27. So again, if you don't understand this stuff, maybe premium can help you, because what does the premium give you? The premium gives you not only the quant. Okay, the quant is such a great way to look at stocks. Am I going to invest in Rocket Mortgage? No. The valuation sucks, the profitability sucks, the revision sucks. But the most important thing, momentum and growth. And what's that doing to the chart? It's pushing it up. So it's a technical trade for me. So it gives you an idea of what to do with the stock. It also, premium allows you to stay organized with these portfolios on the left. You set them up. You can track your stocks. Plus all the screeners that are over here. Add into it this Analyze with AI tool. It's like having your own personal assistant every morning do a custom report on any stocks that the quant does. Boom. And then you've got Trendspider, and we just went over it. You can find a strategy that works. If you don't know anything about technicals, this is the easiest charting program, but I would urge you, get a free charting program. Learn about it. Learn how to use it. Because if you just go in and spend the money on Trendspider and you say, hey, I'm going to spend $52 a month on this, and then you find out you don't like it, try it first. The Turtle strategy, the store, they have tons of options for custom indicators, strategies. It's not that hard. I'm dumb. Okay, so between premium and Trendspider, you've got tools that will work. So listen to me as I go through this podcast, because there are basically 2 things that I think everybody can use to help their trading. It's Trendspider, $50 a month. Sign up for an annual plan, get the 4-hour algorithm. You will see me use this over and over again. And then there's premium and alpha picks. This is a bundle saving you $159. Between these 2 things, and you can sign up on Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. It's down there. Listen to me as I go through this podcast. And if you say all he does is sell stuff, you're not listening. You need to listen. Set a goal to listen to this podcast. Get 1 stock each day, okay? And then see if you can trade it. See if it's a good fundamental fit for your goals. Just go and do it. Yesterday, I was live on YouTube. I couldn't go live on Substack. This is why I have multiple channels where you can listen to the podcast, because sometimes some don't work. But I went live on YouTube for scalping the alpha picks, okay? The alpha picks rules are very simple. If you go over here to the newsletter and you look, it's right here. There's rules that I put in. And it's simple. What are the rules? 1, go to the website around noon on the 1st and the 15th. If it's a small cap stock, less than 500 million in market cap, it should move higher. We've had success in getting 10% moves off of stocks that are smaller cap. Yesterday's, it was a $9 billion market cap. Couldn't scalp it. Too big. It didn't look good, but the chart looked fantastic. It was a gold stock, similar to the last one. So I just bought a bunch at market price. The 4-hour algorithm has a good back test on the strategy. I felt comfortable taking that position. I ended the day up almost 2% on that position. I took a fairly big position. It wasn't huge, but I did that. I did it live here on YouTube. Okay? Now the question that came up on the live chat, hey, AlphaPix has been picking a lot of gold stocks. Are AlphaPix portfolio managers signaling something? Are they worried about a pullback? Maybe. You don't know. But when you go to AlphaPix, they tell you why they picked the company. It wasn't because, hey, gold's going to get a bid because we've got a bad economy. What I read, the company has an A+ grade on momentum. Again, it's in the quant right there, momentum. You can find it there. A+ on momentum. And analyst upgrades, A+. Strong operational achievements, not just good environment for metals, which I have never invested in before. But I'm here for the portfolio outperformance. Again, AlphaPix outperforms. That's what I'm here for. And FYI, I updated this. This is as of September 11th. The portfolio as a whole is up 240% versus the S&P at 74%. So if the market isn't working for you, you need to listen more. Because not only am I going over the tools, okay? Oh, by the way, just FYI, gold prices surged to record high as investors seek safe haven. So this isn't from AlphaPix. This is just from Seeking Alpha. So you may want to find some gold stocks. Go and research. Use the tools that you have in front of you to research gold stocks and then find them. The quant ranks them. And I've got like 6 gold stocks in my portfolio right now. It's fantastic. And on the podcast, let's just go over this because, again, am I just selling tools? No. Chris Camillo, fantastic. He turned $6,000 into like $6 million, something like that. Crazy. Maybe it's 600 million. I don't know. He literally gave you a theory, okay? He says yesterday, hey, if Sphere goes any higher, I might need to rent it out. He's leveraged into this thing. He's got options. He tells you exactly what he's doing. And he tells it on Twitter. And FYI, I told you, this is August 18th, okay? Will this gain some retail chatter? Well, it did. Anyone else playing Sphere for a Taylor Swift residency chatter? I gave you this on August 18th. So let's use the tools. You were listening to me. Go and figure out what's your process when you hear somebody say a stock. What's your process? Let's go over mine, okay? Sphere was already a buy when I brought it up, because it was a buy here at $39. Okay, so it was already a buy in Trendspider. Maybe you took the trade because the 4-hour algorithm makes you 165% versus 70% buy and hold. So maybe you just said, hey, Chris is right, more right than wrong. He's had a great success. I'm just going to take it. So that's one tool. Again, in the 4-hour algorithm, it had the ability to do that. And you had the ability to make 41% just if you took that trade, even from the high of that day, and you took the trade. It's 27 days and you're up 41%. So maybe you took that trade from a technical standpoint. Again, go and look at your charts. Would you have taken the trade? Do you have a strategy that backtests? Or maybe you just went and you said, you know what? I have Seeking Alpha. I don't have Trendspider. I'm not a technical trader. So you heard me talk about it, and you went to Sphere. And you said, well, in the quant, we can go back to the 18th here, August 18th, and it was a hold. And you said, you know what? The quant has it as a hold. I'm not crazy about it. Its valuation is okay. Its growth, fantastic. Its profitability, okay. Momentum, okay. Revisions, okay. But I want to set it for when it's actually a buy in the quant, when some of these things get better. Well, that was on the 8th. It was at $54. Okay? Now you're up 11% because you're trading at 60 in just 10 days. The conclusion on this, again, if you're not doing well in this market, you're not using the tools correctly. You just maybe not cut out for trading. And so that's the thing. I even posted this one 6 days ago. I recently published an article using Perplexity, and this was a paid newsletter. I gave you here in Substack the entire list, okay? The entire list. One of them, most of them were up yesterday because we were up a lot. This one, CCJ, Cameco, the leading one is CCJ, and it was up 10% yesterday. So again, the conclusion I have on this is that if these tools don't work for you and you can't use the tools that you have, you may not be cut out for this market. That's the thing. You may not be cut out for this. Now, I want to go over some of the paid newsletter subscribers may not know this, because if you're a paid subscriber, you can go into the chat and I do some things for paid subscribers only. There is nothing in the paid newsletter, by the way, that is not out there in the open. I don't hide things behind a paywall. Most of the things that you see that paid newsletter subscribers see me do, I have mentioned on the podcast. Yesterday, I bought a stock yesterday. I alerted paid members in the subscriber chat, okay? And on Savvy Trader, where you have access to my portfolios. We'll go over that in a little bit. I've talked about this one before, so it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that I bought it, but I started a position in my own personal portfolio. If that's something you want, then go and pay for the newsletter. It's very simple. Go down to every bottom of any newsletter that you get, and you'll see a subscribe. I think it's like $189 a month. I'm probably going to up it because, hey, early on people get a discount. And then I put one stock in there that I added as a top watch stock, okay, in my own personal list. Why? There's a golden cross on a weekly chart that may take place after a pullback. This is similar. And it's not this stock, but back in January, Newmont Mining, which is one of the leading stocks this year in the S&P, okay? Back in January, I alerted folks, hey, it looks like this 50-day is going to cross up on this 200-day, and we could be going for a run. Well, when I pointed that out, it was way down here. If you're still holding this, congrats to those that celebrate because you're up 93% since I brought it up. I said this might happen and it might take off. We might be going back to all-time highs. I sold out at 60. It's at 79 right now. But again, I had one stock buy yesterday and one stock watch. And then yesterday, I didn't alert paid members to this at all. But if you listen to the podcast, I gave you a strategy. Okay? For anyone complaining that it's behind a paywall, I gave you a strategy on Palo Alto Networks. I implemented that strategy yesterday. I'm not going to go over it again. But I will tell you, IREN. That's one that I gave paid members on August 11th. Congratulations to those that celebrate because it has currently reached 100% gain. And like I said, this market is crazy. This is an easy market. The S&P NASDAQ pushed to new records as stock rise on big tech boost, Fed decision looming. Is it heating up too much? We peaked at 6,600 yesterday on the S&P for the first time. And it was strange because the VIX spiked 8%. You would expect stocks with the VIX spiking to go down with volatility. It went higher. And you've got the fear and greed index at greed level. So my point is, you should be careful. The last time we saw this type of situation was last year when rates started to get cut. This is just a chart, okay? The orange line is the VIX. You can see it spiking. That's Liberation Day. But stocks still look like they're on an upward trajectory. And so you don't see a huge downturn. There are little bumps. So if you're trading a lot in this market, just understand, if you're not making money by trading and you're actually not doing well, your plan might suck. I thought this was a great read. Markets are starting to price in economic overheating. This was a great reading on sectors. I'm going to read you a little portion of it. The S&P currently trades at an elevated forward PE of more than 22 times or 18.6%. By the way, if you have the Comet browser on Perplexity, you can just hit the assistant in the upper right and it will summarize this like you're 14 years old if you don't know anything about this stuff. Okay, but one of the analysts said modern market structures like buybacks and reliable flows from global pension saving schemes contribute to the momentum that continues to support these valuations. Valuation concerns matter more when earnings per share downgrades are underway, but continued improvement and widening breadth of improvement should be an offset near term. I'm concerned about the valuation of the market. But he's saying, hey, as long as you have better earnings, you shouldn't be. And yes, this earnings period, I've gone over it. It was fantastic. Market sentiment remains particularly strong for communication services, XLC, technology, XLK, and XLF. I went over at the beginning of the year. I think XLK and XLF will outperform. XLF is close. XLK is actually outperforming. Okay, so I want to look at some of the core portfolio yesterday because Amazon was up 1.4%. 4-hour algorithm got you out with a loss. Am I getting out of this one? No. This is a top 5 position for me. Google was up big, 4.3%. Why? It hit $3 trillion. Gemini overtakes ChatGPT. Again, Google, if you didn't buy this one, down here at 150, at 158, at 160, at 170. This current run on Google, you add to your winners. And this has been a clear winner. Yes, it didn't feel comfortable. Search was going down. I've been very clear on this. The street is focused on search. I am focused on execution. I think search is just a kind of shiny object out there. I love Google. I like it. It's the 4th company to hit $3 trillion. Apple did it first. Microsoft did it second. NVIDIA did it third. And NVIDIA is the only one at $4 trillion. Okay. Meta was up 1.2%. 4-hour algorithm had you in at 752. I think this is the greatest cash business out there. And they are going to announce this week probably some new glasses. Netflix, which was down, it was up 1.2%. That's just a rebound. We're waiting for an entry in the 4-hour algorithm. Why? Because it beats slightly buy and hold. But I want to add to this position. I'm not getting rid of my Netflix. Palo Alto Networks, I literally gave you the strategy yesterday. Okay, it was up 2.5%. I gave you the strategy yesterday. Roblox in the the core portfolio. This one, buy at 125. Boy, don't you wish you bought this at $55 on April 11th? It got you out with a 108% gain right there. Okay? This one wins 53% of the time on the 4-hour algorithm. And I go over these stock charts every day from my portfolio. Shopify was up 3.1%. Where's it going? Probably 176. That's the next stop. Why? Because these stocks go back to all-time highs and you're on that trend line. Tesla was up. This one pulled back huge. Okay, you have a big gap in Tesla. Am I happy about this one? No, not one bit. You have a gap from 393 and it went all the way up to 420. Okay, Elon's happy about this one. Tesla, 69 to 420 as foretold in the prophecy. I mean, the guy's like a 12-year-old. But then again, you read the stories about why did he buy the stock? Why did he buy this stock? Is it because he's bullish on the stock? No. I mean, he's bullish on his own stock. It's the largest insider buy in history, but he bought it because he wants to vote on his own pay package. Okay, and he's got the money. So what's your strategy on Tesla? If you're in this one, what's your strategy? It's easy. I went over the turtle strategy, had you in yesterday. It had you in last week, got you out quickly, got you back in. So the turtle strategy, which is legendary, go and Google it, and then go to Trendspider, get a two-week trial, and try it out. Simple as that. Or you can use my 4-hour algorithm. It had you in at 354. And again, we're up at 410. There's a strategy that I have around that. Make sure if you have a strategy that it's back tested. You can also just buy and hold if that's your thing. But if you don't have a strategy around Tesla and you're just thinking, oh, I'm just going to trade in and out, again, make sure you know this stuff. And I will tell you, this is a trading portfolio. This is not a trading. It's I started this in January to look, okay, these are stocks, a stock portfolio, not just stocks, a stock portfolio that you could buy and beat the S&P. I was hoping it would beat the S&P. Well, Tesla was the one laggard. And now this portfolio is almost doubling the S&P. So again, year to date, portfolio's doing it. I gave the paid members how to do it. Now let's talk about Uber, because this one I gave the strategy. This one I said it's a $100 stock. Did you buy it when it was down here around 82? Did you buy it at 90? Did you buy it at 94? This was the easiest 5-6% stock that you could have bought. It's been a strong buy in the quant, okay? It's been a strong buy forever. We can go back here. It's been a strong buy all the way back here at 85. It was a strong buy here at 72, at 69. I've been very clear on this one. The stock got to 99 yesterday. I said, hey, it's a $100 stock at some point in time. That was an easy win. Huge. Now, Apple, I went over. The upgrade cycle for me is actually taking place. Apple 17 starting out strong, even with iPhone Air wildcard. Okay? If we look at the Apple stock, what has happened to this one? This is underperformed this year. You've been in a trading range here since June of 2024. Over a year now, you've been in this trading range. Are we breaking out? Well, there's a little concern for me in this one. They have to grow. Okay, their valuation right now, you're paying 32 times forward earnings. It's expensive. Wall Street still has a $240 price target on it. That's only 1% above where we are today. And it's been a hold forever. And their growth is minimal at best. But their comps are fairly low. So it shouldn't take much growth. Again, if they had AI in this phone, it would be a slam dunk. This would be a $260 to $280 stock. I think this is where people will go for safety. Why? Because you got 2 billion handsets. It's not one that I'm loading money into, but find a strategy that works. My strategy has always been, I'll add to it when the 4-hour algorithm tells me to. This weekly chart, boy, the MACD was way down here in June. Where was the stock trading? 200. That's a 20% move to 240. So again, find a stock that works for you. This one works for me. I'll bring up this one. I've said this one before. Affirm, they extended their buy now, pay later option with Apple Pay in store. This is huge. This is huge. By the way, Affirm is in the September watch list. And the September watch list, it's right here. If you go back to the Daily Stock Page newsletter, it's right here under the paid section. This one's up huge. Again, Affirm, I put it in there September 1st. Let's go and look at the chart. Because this is big news. Again, anything with Apple's going to pump the stock. And it was up like 10% yesterday. Let's see Affirm. Yesterday was up 7%. Now, 52-week range, it goes up to 100. This is 90. Does it feel comfortable to go to 100? I don't know. So again, Affirm is just one of those stocks. It's going to pump on news. It was on the September watch list. Yesterday, there was another stock that was on the watch list that was up more than 7.6%, which is where that. Why is this one a big one? Well, here you go. Sam outlines it for you. If you didn't know why it was a big deal, you could have actually just gone and asked AI, why is this a big deal? The 4-hour algorithm had you in August 12th. You're up over 30% on this one, okay? That's $77. You're at $89. So the September watch list, maybe that's something you have in your toolkit, the paid newsletter. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. And by the way, just putting it out there, somebody had their first day yesterday. Pretty big deal. Because Open is on the September watch list as well. And that one since September, it's up huge. This one's trading at, let's see, in pre-market, $9.86. And FYI, that's a short squeeze. That's what's known as a short squeeze. So I went yesterday and I used Seeking Alpha and I said, okay, let me find some stocks. And I go to this stock screener. Okay, they have a list, a predefined list, most shorted stocks. Okay, I go in here and I say, ooh, Viasat, I know that one. I'll go over that one in a little bit. But this second one, PGY, that sounds familiar. September 3rd, I did the same thing. I went into the top trading AAI stocks and it said PGY. September 3rd. I said, this might be an interesting play. Well, September 3rd, were you trading? September 3rd, you were at $36. Where are you today? 41. So again, a nice 20% gain. If you had the position and you took the risk, nice 20% gain. So again, using the tools that you have. This isn't something where I'm just throwing this stuff out there and expecting everybody to, go into every stock. You have to do research. And did I mention that I'm huge bullish on Hood? Okay, for decades, the wealthy, this is Vlad, the CEO, have extended exclusive access to private investments. That's changing. Robinhood is launching Robinhood Ventures. Soon, retail investors can join investment opportunities once reserved for the elite. Again, they're going to launch this. You are going to be able to invest. They are aggressive. And that's why I like Hood. Is Hood a buying opportunity? Well, I said buy it under 100. You had the opportunity just before to buy it under 100. I'd say still buy it under 100 because after being added to the S&P, most stocks pull back. Now, another one that I found on Twitter, again, use the tools that are in front of you. This, Lisa McClain, a Republican, just filed for a $50,000 buy on Big Bear. Why is it notable? The majority of their revenue comes from government contracts. And this is the first time a politician has ever bought BBAI. It's down 25% since her buy, meaning if you buy it, you get it at a better price. Is BBAI one that you want? Well, for our algorithm, it makes you about as much. I'd still be happy with 185% over 2 years, even though buy and hold makes you 205%. But you can see, again, the golden cross happened here, but it didn't lead to a bullish move. You're seeing it top out at about $8. It's trading at $5. So if you go over to another one of your tools and say, well, I'm not sure about technically if it makes sense, but let's look at it fundamentally. Does it make sense? Well, it's got 19% short interest. It's a $1.8 billion market cap. Go and look at financials. They make $152 million in actual revenue. So when you look at the quant, the valuation is too much. The growth, fantastic, but it doesn't look that great. 3% profitability, not bad because their levered free cash flow has been doing well. Momentum, that's where it really gets you. The revisions, everybody's taking it down. So the risk for me doesn't match the reward. I want a little bit more safety. And if you go down, yesterday I went over the beta. Let's look at the risk on this one. Beta, 3.28. So it trades 3 times the market. Not my thing. But if you like this kind of thing with following government into buys, then you can add it on a watch list. Then find a 4-hour algorithm entry that you like. Again, use the tools that you have. Now this, CoreWeave, they disclose new cloud capacity order with NVIDIA. Basically, CoreWeave can buy all the NVIDIA chips that they want, and if they don't meet the capacity, NVIDIA is going to buy the damn chips back. That's huge. CoreWeave is expensive. It was up 7% yesterday. It's not good for NVIDIA, but it's good for CoreWeave. And FYI, NVIDIA invested in CoreWeave, so they actually own part of this. Now, the quant doesn't cover this, but you can go and look at the valuation. There's no PE, so they're not making money. You can look at the growth, huge growth. That's what CoreWeave is building on, the growth. That's where the stock is trading. So remember, and CoreWeave, by the way, perks up as Deutsche Bank sees significant upward revisions and they raise their price target. I mean, again, these are people that look at this stock and the monkeys put it out there and you can go and look at it. I'm not invested in CoreWeave. I don't plan on investing in CoreWeave, but it does hit a lot of the check boxes for me to invest in. So it's on a watch list. I just probably would trade it until it becomes actually profitable. But that's, again, that's a strategy I have. And remember last week, there was a crazy stock, okay? The chart, I think it's, let's see, the symbol, it was changed, ORBS. ORBS. This is 8Co Holdings. This one went crazy last week. And in pre-market, we just bought it. I mean, I just bought it. It was like a $200 buy, $800. I think I made something like $900 on this one. Again, I didn't fully understand it, but I did know kind of what was going on. It was more of a technical trade than anything with momentum, but I was in it for maybe 3 hours and I made like 200% on it. And I think a lot of other people did too. This is a podcast with Jack from Barron Streetwise. He does a fantastic job on explaining what happened. Again, it's like a 30-minute podcast, I think 55 minutes. It's the first part of this. I will put this in the newsletter so you can listen to it. I thought it was a fantastic description of exactly what's going on. Now, I don't agree with him that you shouldn't invest in this stuff. You shouldn't buy and hold this stuff. But if you're skilled as a trader and you want to take the risk, then go and do it. But again, remember, if you're not making money in this market and you're not trading well, it may not be for you because this particular one is an enormous risk. And then Rocket Lab, they diluted and nobody cared yesterday. It was out there in the market, but then boom, it dropped. But they're a space company. Space companies need money. They were bound to raise. It's down 4% in the pre-market. It was up 1% yesterday. By the way, it was down much more. The people that invest in Rocket Labs don't care about the dilution. They know there's going to be a dilution. Okay, and you can see it. Will it get back up here to 54? Absolutely. Will it go higher? Probably. You know, the 4-hour algorithm, it makes you 265%. That sounds okay unless you realize that if you invested 2 years ago, you're up 744%. Now the 4-hour algorithm, it wins 42% of the time. That's enough for me because the average win is 37%. So again, if you got in here at 47, you hit right up there at 53 and you've pulled back. I would wait for it to get back to the mid 40s and then start a position. That would be where I would look at it. So remember, it was that episode. It was back. I did a little look on it. It was August 28th. Okay, and I was scrolling down here and I said, "Ooh, VSAT." My friend works for that company, VSAT. I didn't even think about it, but you know what? Over 1 month, it's up 20%. Over 6 months, you're up 226%. Okay, and I was looking at the chart yesterday, and I said, there seems to be a little double top going on right there around 33, right where you're trading. So, had you bought it on August 14th when it was trading at 26, you're up 32. That's a great gain. It is literally the top stock in the quant, and the quant ranks it from 1 to 5, and it's there. And I brought it up. Now, I didn't buy it at 15. I didn't buy it at 26. It's just not my risk profile. But one that is my risk profile is AppLovin. I own a lot of this. Okay? Remember, AppLovin and Hood got added to the S&P. If your thesis is not buy and hold for a long-term position, understand, go and ask Perplexity, an AI agent, what happens to stocks that get added to the S&P 1 year later? The large majority of them actually pull back over that year. Okay? Under the S&P 500 inclusion effect, share prices jump in the months ahead of anticipation and see at least some of those gains melt away and the company is actually added. So AppLovin is now getting short sellers. So it's actually pushing higher. And if your thesis is not buy and hold on AppLovin, you may have an opportunity to buy it lower. Okay? You're trading right now at 597, all-time highs. All-time highs. And back here, and in the 4-hour, I was very clear at 346. I was very clear at 448. We're going back to all-time highs. I added to this one. This is an alpha pick, and it's been an alpha pick since November 2023. So if you bought this in November 2023 through alpha picks, you got it for somewhere near $45. It's trading at $597 right now. That's a 10-bagger. That's 10 times your money right there. That is legend. Okay? I watched this video, and it's time for a little education. This is Ross Cameron of Warrior Trading, and he turned like $10,000 into $10 million. Legendary trader, got in trouble with the SEC, but his skills are just unmatched. He is fantastic. His results will not be your results. Just understand, his risk tolerance is like at 100. But this is how traders legally pay zero in taxes. It's a great tool. So what did I do? I used the tools in front of me, not to spend an hour watching, but to summarize it. So it gave me everything that I needed to do. So 1, move to Puerto Rico. I'm not moving to Puerto Rico. 2, trade inside a Roth IRA. This was genius to me. I had never thought of this. I do trade in my Roth IRA, but I don't trade enough. I don't take enough risk in that Roth IRA. Okay, you do need $25,000 in your Roth in order to avoid the PDT rule, the pattern day trading rule. But again, trading in that, if you can turn $10,000 into $10 million, then $990,000 is tax-free in that Roth IRA. I thought that was a genius, just very simple. I had never thought about it like that. And you can gain access to your Roth 401k at the age of 59 and a half, as long as the account has existed for 5 years. Again, tax-free. The annual limit, the contributions are capped, so you will start out with a small portfolio. But as you trade in that and you get good, it goes up. Maybe in your Roth 401k, you should have alpha picks that outperforms until you get to $25,000. Maybe that's your fastest way there, again, with the pattern day trading rule. But this video was great. And then again, using the tools that I have available, I went to Perplexity. I didn't spend an hour. I spent like 20 minutes watching his video. So I saved myself time. That's what the tools are all about. So if you have any questions, if you want any of these tools, again, they're all on Linktree. Trendspider, the top one, you can get it for just about $50 a month. That's not much to make. Again, if it takes your trading and your investments up a notch, $50 a month is nothing. Then the second link is for the bundle. And say you don't want alpha picks and you just want to do the research yourself. Well, you can get a free 7-day trial of Seeking Alpha Premium. If the portfolio was never my intention, I used to hate stuff like this. But now I'm a big believer. Why? I've always been a large cap tech investor. I have not outperformed alpha picks. 100% of my portfolio should be in alpha picks based on the performance. I just don't feel comfortable with it. So it's a good portion of my portfolio. I do have at least 6 figures into this, heavy 6 figures. But again, I'm managing my portfolio, and just FYI, yes, in the last month, I've made more than $500,000 using these tools. I know they work. I have taken the risk. I have gained the reward. That's the difference. If you're not making money and you're not making the rewards, Again, something's got to change. So this market is super easy. If for some reason you're not doing well in this market, you need to change your system and try something different. But until you get good at it, I would load money into VOO and QQQ and avoid the risk, because that long-term buy and hold is proven and it costs you less than nothing. The monthly expenses on VOO and QQQ are nothing, and you never even see it. You don't pay it. They just take it out of the stock price. So if you have any questions, again, everything's on Linktree. I will talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye. Okay. Oh boy. There's a lesson for those people that say, all he does is chill. This one guy, literally on Spotify, he said, what happened? It used to be a good podcast. Now all he's doing is subscriptions. No, I'm not. Douchebag. The tools have worked for so many people. I know they work. So, and I know it's not just me. I was a little skeptical at first, like, do I have any secret knowledge that other people can't or don't have? And the answer is no. I'm just a douche. Trust me. You guys are way smarter than I am. The average person, you know, my IQ, I rode the short bus to school.
It is Tuesday.
Actually, I didn't even ride a bus to school. That's the amazing thing. Who's outside my house? I don't know who that is. But if the doorbell rings, I ain't answering. Today was a long one, and that's why without the scans would have added stuff. Added length. And I try to keep it about a half hour because that's about what the average commute is. And I think a lot of people listen to me in their cars. So I am going to title this. I've got the title up here. Copy. Save. Okay. Bum bum bum. Okay, let's look at your comments. Good morning, Chase. I think that's where I left off. Good morning, Jersey AI. It was a gold stock. It wasn't the gold stock that I thought it would be. Morning, Mark. Morning, Daniel. Josh, can you tell me what charting program you're using? I just subscribed through your link a few hours ago. I'm not able to see long entry exit in the 4 hour. Just remember to hit Supreme Leader. So if you subscribe to Trendspider through this link, I will get an alert. And if it's an annual plan, then I'll email you. If it's just a trial, you don't get the 4 hour algorithm. Because here's the thing. The reality of this is going to take you more than 2 weeks to learn this fucking program. This program is ginormous. And it took me 8 to 9 months. Now, today it's a lot easier than when I started. Trust me, it's a lot easier than when I started. But it's going to take you those 2 weeks just to figure out, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. Go to the Trendspider store, download the turtle strategy. I mean, just go and Google Trendspider store. And boom. Here's the add-ons. Trending indicators. They have the Weinstein analysis, which is huge. Trending strategies, the Apple, trending scanners. Let's see, strategies. They should have the turtle strategy. Let's do turtle. Turtle long. There you go. Download those two, and you can implement them. And go to Trendspider's their YouTube page. They have all kinds of videos on stuff. And honest to God, use the contact us in the bottom right liberally. They are so good at customer service. They want you to succeed in with this program. They don't want you to not use it. They want you to succeed with the program. So they are invested in you. They will answer any question that you have. So, but yeah, the strategy down there is in the bottom left. Yeah, Supreme Leader, you don't, if you just subscribed, you don't have the 4 hour out. It's not built into Trendspider. There are other strategies that you can do. You can do a new strategy. I mean, I've got a ton of strategies down in the bottom left. There are just a ton. Just type in, search for strategies, bullish, and you'll see a ton. They have them all built in. You know the numbers in your head. Josh, I ain't that smart. Trust me, I'm not that smart. Let's go to Canva because I need a new. They want to offer me. I'm not going to switch to yearly. I probably should, to be honest, but I'm still on a monthly. Let's see. Can I do? Let's do this one. I like this one. Let's see. Tools that let's see. Uploads. Let's do this one. And definitely clickbait title, but let's group these. And let's see. My Webull account, by the way, it was doing okay. Let's see if we we pulled back a little. What's pulling back? Let's see. It's Nvidia and IBIT just down a little bit. I mean, I'm down $6, 13.9. So it's almost 14. Let's see. I think Apple's up. So my main portfolio should be up. It definitely has slowed down the iOS. Yeah, I'm up 0.03. That's nothing. So essentially the portfolio hasn't moved. Let me see. Yesterday's buy is down 0.77. So I'm up 0.86 on yesterday's buy. not bad. The one that I bought previously on September 1st is up 7.6%. So I haven't sold anything out of that one. A couple other positions in gold. Wow, there's a lot that's down in my portfolio. What's holding this damn portfolio up? Is it IREN? Let's see. Let me scroll down and see that one. That's actually in my Roth. I'm glad I took that one in my Roth. No, that one's down. Not even 1%. Huh. Let's see. Okta's one. I agree with you. I think this one's getting lumped in with all the other cybersecurity as software and not actual cybersecurity. Now, the good news is that you are going to have a golden cross here on the weekly. Bad news is that 200 days just continuing to move down. Again, that 72 is kind of multi-year support. So that's where I would guess that if I had to guess where this one's going, that's where I would guess it's going. It's still a buy, and Wall Street still, I mean, they're revising it up. 44 analysts, and 22 of them have a buy. And the average stock price 120. I mean, that's just, again, I think this is an alpha pick, and I believe I've traded this in and out of this one based on that support line. So, okay, uploads. Man, there is a dog snoring right here. She's got a deviated septum or something. I am going to use elements, empty box. No. Delete that. Elements. I guess I can do I guess I can do this. No, see, that's gonna, no. Elements. We will just put some lines here. I want to outline all of this, copy, and we'll do it vertically. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this than what I'm doing. We'll snap that in place, snap that in place. Snap that in place. We'll go up there. And we easily created a box. Group. I don't know what I clicked there. Huh. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, again, Josh, you did it. I didn't. It's the risk reward thing. Upload. Let's see. We're going to do not Palantir. We did Uber. Uploads. Netflix we went over. We may have to shrink some of these. We went over Google. Uploads, Microsoft. Uploads, Amazon, NVIDIA, uploads, Tesla, uploads, we went over Meta. Uploads, AMD, Shopify, uploads, Palo Alto, uploads. We didn't go over Micron. I probably should put those in as clickbait, but Salesforce, Rocket Labs we went over. App 11. TUA, Vista, Robinhood. United Healthcare. I didn't go over that one, but it's one I own. Open Door. Okay, I think that's enough. let's do the text color as, there we go. I think that looks a little better. And it's a little choppy, but oh well. A little rich. Yeah, if Apple's climbing, I mean, again, the risk reward on Apple is not huge when you get to 240, but let's see. Yeah, my portfolio's down now. So, overall, and Apple is, what's shocking is Apple is up almost 1%. So I'm losing on a lot of other things. Like Bitmine, I'm down 2% today. Coinbase, 0.4. Brinker's down 2.4%. Meta's up 1.1. But gold seems to be taking a hit today. Some of these high flyers, down like 1% and stuff like that. Twilio's down 2%. I don't think I have a large position. That's just a normal alpha pick one. AMD, I'm up 0.5%, but that one's down a little bit today. Ethereum's down 1%. Yeah. IREN is down 1.37. But I'm still up 101% on that. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm less of a stock watcher unless I'm in for a trade. And Apple just isn't a trade for me. Apple's more of just a, hey, I'm gonna buy it and hold it. And right now it's not even a buy and hold. It's 100% a holy shit. Is it worth me buying more Apple? And that's a realistic question because I've got tens of thousands of shares, and at some point it just doesn't make sense to add to that position being such a large percentage of my overall portfolio. So, okay, copy, and then we're going to go over here. We're going to paste this. And then I've got to, okay, listener Q&A. No, it's not a listener Q&A. Okay. Can you give me a chronological bullet point summary of the episode? Let's see. Oh, it did. Wow, it's still going. Okay, that's a good one. Spotfiy summary. There we go. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, sweet, Lisa. Yeah, I think I mean, obviously your risk is your own, but I did trim some of my Apple at 240 and put it into QQQ just until, again, I think it's not a situation where you're not participating in Apple. It's just a situation where I think that valuation is stretched. And so far, they've made a mess out of this AI thing. And Tim Cook just needs, honestly, if he bought Perplexity and just used Perplexity as the browser and replace Safari, I mean, shit, that to me, all of a sudden on your iPhones and everything, you've got Perplexity. That boosts the stock to 260 right there. So I think the market cap alone would take care of any price that he would pay. But again, I'm not the CEO, and Cook has done just a phenomenal job at that company. So I'm a big fan. Do. Okay, I'm gonna push that over next. And yeah, Josh, I think you're right in that. I mean, I'm seeing it on my 13 Pro, which is a great freaking phone. But it's definitely lagging. I mean, it's not slow, but it's not like, oh my God. This feels like a new operating system on an old phone. That's what it feels like. So okay, let's do this. Trendspider affiliate, copy, bold, paste, seeking alpha premium, do copy, bold, paste, bundle, copy, bold, paste, alpha picks, copy, bold, paste. Okay, episode summary. I need the link tree. For some reason, it doesn't copy and paste over from I did write to Steve Kress last night and invited him back on the podcast. So hopefully I get him in October is what I was thinking. Upload file. Sweet. We've got that one. Playlists. Podcast recordings. Paid promotion. Yes. Altered content. No. And then optimized YouTube tags. Yeah, I mean, you want to upgrade your phone. That's the crazy part, is you don't want to not upgrade your phone. Because just from a security standpoint, import from video. No, we're going to put that one in. Save. Next. Next. Public. Publish. Publish. Close. And then there we go. Okay, that's running. Now I've got to upload it to, I'm going to go over here. Video post. Select file. Do. And Lisa, I've got one of the founding members on the podcast. I think that costs like $400, but you get like a one-on-one with me. I won't mention his name, but he very nice gentleman, and we've become friends. And he found me and then heard me talk about my Apple position. He's like, dude, I've done the same thing. He goes, I bought it in 2004. He goes, I'm richer than I ever thought I could be, blah, 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 the whole thing. And so we've kind of bonded over that. And Apple is just one of those stocks where I feel, and maybe I'm dumb, because I liken back to my parents' friends who all grew up GE. And I tell this story a lot. And they retired with GE. And nobody thought GE, through the 80s and 90s, you would ever lose on GE. This was one of the Nifty 50 in the 70s. Let's go back to, we'll go to monthly. This was one of the Nifty 50 back in the 90s. And we'll do quarterly because that'll get us back here. So this was one that you could literally in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I mean, you had this big drawback in 87, but that was the crash. And that was the quarter, Q4 1987, 28% down. But you fully recovered, again by Q4 1989. It took 2 years, but nobody ever thought that this stuff, this would ever, that was 2000. I mean, you're just back to where you were in 2000. So is Apple like this? I don't know. I mean, you look at a quarterly on Apple and we've seen the pullbacks. So yeah, that's exactly me. I didn't sell Apple in 2000. I sold other stocks in 2000, and my first house I bought in 2004. And so I sold other stocks, not Apple. Apple I held on to. In fact, Apple I think got to when I sold stocks to pay for my first house, I think it was like a $40,000-$50,000 down payment. I think Apple grew to 80% of my portfolio. And everything that I loaded in wasn't Apple. Everything that I loaded in after that was, no, maybe I didn't own Apple in 2004. I think 2006 was my first purchase. So, but I'm super similar, and it's up, 1.7% today. By the way, this is what happens with the upgraded is it's a sell the news and then buy the event. So you sell the news on, Monday, then it pulls back. You sold it at 240, pulls back. You buy it again at 233, 232. So, but again, I think they're going to have more problems with the valuation of the stock. And I do think that the stock market overall does pull back at some point. But if you just throw it from Apple to QQQ, if the market does pull back, I think that valuation of Apple pulls it back further than QQQ. Just my thought, but I could be wrong. You never know. Okay, it's 10:03. I'm gonna head out of here. You guys have a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow or whenever I see you next. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.